So Chuck here in the mastermind group asked about Amazon International. Your dad mentions flipping to AZ UK. I'd like to learn that eventually. I have many questions I hope to learn together with this group. Excited about it. Chuck, I am very excited to have you in the group. But let's take a look at how we flip things on Amazon UK. And I will fully admit my dad is a lot better at this than I am, but I have done my share of it. Not a ton, but I have it so that I know it's possible. And I have focused really my attentions on shipping, primarily doing FBA. And you'll find that I do have my FBA export option on, so I can sell internationally through there. But there is some really good money to be made for those who are willing to take the little extra time in packing and prepping to get selling on Amazon slash eBay UK. So let's take these next examples as things that I have done. So first of all, before you start selling on Amazon UK, make sure that you have the following. Make sure that you're using a separate email address for that. Do not want to attach your Amazon account to, or your Amazon US selling account to the Amazon UK seller account. Currently, if what I understand, it's against policy against Amazon, and you could get your account closed. So make sure to use two different email addresses. Throwing that one out there. eBay's not that way. Actually, I use my same one on both of them. They don't really care, but it actually pull products in for both of them for me, so it's interesting. But make sure you use different ones on Amazon UK. Shipping. One thing to try to do is try to keep products as light as humanly possible. The heavier or bigger the product, the more you're going to have to pay in shipping, and shipping is not cheap. So I'll give you an example of how much it costs me to ship a given item here and what I learned from it. But I'm going to tell you lowest you're probably going to get is about $12 to ship something, and that's for something that's pretty much under a pound. I'm not going to guarantee it's going to be that cheap. It may be higher, but I've been paying when I do this about 10 to 20 bucks in shipping, depending on how I get sized as an item. So take that into account. So now let's look into the world of how sometimes I look at things when we're selling. So here is a product, and you'll see I bought it on October 24th. This is actually when I did this sale. $19.98 here in Amazon.com. So you'll see when I switch over, the .com turns to a .uk.co or .co.uk. So this thing is $19.98. If we look down, my chart of course isn't going to load for us. You'll see that it's been pretty steady in stock. It's not gone out of stock here in the US. I'm not going to head over to Camel because it's just the price it is. But as I was doing some searching on Amazon UK, I found out that it was out of stock. So this product, surprisingly enough, in the UK, a tea set sells very well. Don't know if that's just being culturally stigma, but they sold really well. So let's take a look over here on the actual order that was placed. So I sold it through Amazon UK. It works pretty much the same as US. There's a whole, probably another lesson of 20 million videos we could do on selling in the UK and internationally. But we're just going to start here. So you see that I sold it to the United Kingdom. I sold it for $39.99. But the cool part is that's pounds. So if we take a look at that, it's $62.85. So my $20 toy sold for $62, which I really, really like. So we'll look here. I shipped it, got it there, not a problem. I ended up paying about $20 to ship it, so I didn't make as much as I wanted. The item was a little bit bigger than I thought it was. Poundage wise, we're looking at, it was under a pound, but it was close enough that it put me over that pound mark, so it put me up to that next tier in the first class postage. But that's as simple as it was. I listed it over there. I always list with free shipping, no matter if I've got to pay it or not, but then I bump up the price to be what it would be if I was shipping plus my price. So that's one thing I do, but this is a perfect example. The sales rank of this item in the UK, which I'm still learning on the exact sales ranks and how they work over there, was like 2,000. So this sold in a matter of about 3 days after listing it, and ended up making 20 bucks. All I did was I used the PayPal shipping link provided through eBay, and you can type that in, say PayPal shipping link through eBay on Google, and it'll pull it up for you. But this ended up, I did it, they print my custom slip for me, and go from there. From my dad and I's experience, one thing to keep in mind is people will complain and tell you that you will have to pay the import taxes or whatever they are from the UK. You can find some resources, and we'll post them on the actual FBA Master blog, of things to make sure that you know before you ship, so that you don't get hosed with somebody telling you you owe money that you don't. So we'll start. Those are the first two. That was an Amazon to Amazon UK flip. So you see, I use the converter, and Amazon actually sends it to my bank account and converts it to US dollars for me. So kind of do it that way. Now let's look at this Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles doll. Here is April O'Neil. You could even sell her in the UK or in the US, but oops, messed up and didn't get them quick enough. So now I want to sell them UK. So I sold this on eBay. At the time, it was I think $8.99 I bought it for, and sold it for $56.58. Shipping on that item was I think $11, since it was very light and I got it in a small box. But you will see I was able to sell it for $26, $10 in shipping. Buy it at, you see I bought one here, and then I was able to convert it to that. So just something to think about. That's how I do it. I'll find items that are either my mistakes, or I'll purposely search out items on the UK, especially in toys. I know you can. I actually got approved in grocery and beauty and health over there. I actually don't use it. Can't really find anything that's light enough to send. You may be able to find that as well. Maybe that's your niche. I just haven't looked hard enough in those. But you find an item, search it up on ebay.co.uk or amazon.co.uk. Take a look at the sales rank. Take a look at the price. You're not going to have the same sort of tools that we have here with Keepa and all of that, but or Keepa, Camel, Tractor, all of those tools. But you can at least get a good start on what you're looking for. Then list them and give them a try. I love doing the ones, since international shipping takes so long. I love, and I know it's probably against Amazon rules with the Prime shipping, but what I like to do is I like to purchase items, actually from my selling account that has my Prime attached to it, and I like to buy those as soon as I sell something on like eBay, so that I get it shipped to my door. I'll repackage it, send it out with the international shipping, and it'll go abroad. So that's how I like to do it. That was my few test runs at it. Moving forward, I'd like to actually have the inventory sitting around. And I'm waiting for the global export option to work in FBA for all items. You may be wondering, what am I talking about? There is actually where you can fulfill orders through FBA export, and it's for certain classes of items. And right now I believe it's media items, so books, DVDs, movies, where you can actually just fulfill it through Amazon. So that third-party fulfillment services. I just would drop my address in, click it, and it would send it. It'd be more costly than I'd be sending it to the U.S., but it'd be a way that I didn't have to individually pack everything as well. So I'm waiting for that to expand to all toys. It hasn't yet, from my knowledge. I need to check again to see where that's at, but just something I'm looking for moving forward as an easy way for me to send all of my inventory to one location, and then be able to process it and send it internationally with just a click of a few buttons. So Chuck, I hope that answered your question about selling internationally. I know there's probably a lot more of questions over that, and I'm happy to go into them later on. But this should just give you a little brief overview of how I'm doing it and what I'm looking for, and kind of the money that can be made by selling internationally.